Hi everybody. Today I wanted to do not a canvas, but this is a canvas sheet, and I glued it to a piece of cardboard because when I was putting the gesso on it started rolling, and I didn't know what would happen because I've never used it before. I used it the other day, but it didn't do that thing. But anyways, at least it's ready that I can put it in a frame, right? Instead of doing a canvas, I wanted to try this and framing something, buying some cheap frames, decorating them myself, and this is always, to see if I can sell these things for Christmas. And I just uploaded a video. It was a happy mail from Kathy Pearson and a swap, our butterfly swap on International Crafters. And sorry, excuse me. And so I was thinking I want to use some of her stuff in this, but then I kind of off-tracked to, because if I use these beautiful butterflies that she gave me, I'm not going to put this in behind the glass on the frame, right? So I thought this I will put aside, but what I am going to use is the paper from her envelope, which is beautiful. I'm going to use one of her stamps, the one that says the rule of a writer is not to say what all can say, but what we are unable to say. Now, this applies naturally to, the theme that's here, which is a writer for books, but I'm going to use it for a music thing, because, writers write for music as well, too. And I have this, you can't hardly see it because I masked it already off. I got ready for this video so that way try to save as much time as possible when doing a video, because I don't want to get it too long and then it takes hours to upload. So I'm going to be using this. I'm not sure what it is, you guys, because I'm not very good with these things. It kind of looks like a guitar to me, but I know it's not a guitar. A violin, yeah, because it has the thing. I just noticed this whatchamacallit here, this stem. But anyone that knows, let me know. It could be not a violin, I'm sorry, because a violin wouldn't have that. A violoncello, I think it's called. So yeah, I want to use this. Let me see if I can put it on a piece of colored paper. Did that make it better? Not really, no. I'm sorry, you guys. Let me see if I can find the original paper that it was. Oh, here it is. Okay. These are one of our stencils that I buy here from an Italian company. It's called Stamperia. So this is it. Now you can see it perfectly. And it has roses going through it, but I cut those out because I want to, and I can cover this up the middle here where the roses was going through with, a nice thing of butterflies, because I want to put the butterflies I received as well too. So not those ones, but the ones that were, I'm just going to set this aside here for a second. You just stay right there, buddy. The ones that were on the pack, I already cut them out. These ones here, which are beautiful. And these little ones here, I want to do those ones too. The little ones done on tissue paper. So those are ready. And let's see here. What else will I be using? I'll be getting a stamp, a butterfly stamp as well. I have a stamp ready with music notes as well. And that stencil has big music notes on it too, but it's kind of big, so I'm already putting the instrument. I'm not going to be putting those big music notes. So let's get started. I'm going to do the background, starting it off with gelatos. And there is a very talented lady, Spellbound 997, I think, or 998. Can't really remember. And she does this technique with gelatos. What I'm going to do now is smear it all, wet it all, and then smear it all, and then get this here. And then cover it up with gesso, and it gives you that kind of mute tone. So I'm just scribbling it around. You guys are seeing that? Yeah? Perfect. Okay. Yeah, the smell of eggs went out of my hands. I had to wash the dishes. I usually wash my dishes with Javex because I love using Javex for my dishes. I didn't have any in the house, so which is odd for me not to have Javex in the house. But that's because I use it so much. I do all my cleaning with it. And then, so I put vinegar in the water, you know, because the fish makes your dishes smell too. Huh? It's terrible. Let me see this violet color here. Now it's going to look like a big mess right now when I set the water on it and everything, but then we're going to mute it down again with gesso. So I'm going to grab my water and just start spraying. Now I'm not going to try to mix all the colors. I'm going to try to keep the colors each one on their own. Naturally, some of them will get mixed up, but so yeah, I was telling you guys in my other video that I was making today some tuna eggplant balls, right? And Fridays we usually eat fish, so I made this big huge plate of big huge pot of sauce, which had everything in it. It had mussels, it had squid, it had other pieces of fish, it had I don't know what they're called in English, but they look like little tiny lobsters, but they're not. There was a couple of those in there. There was some shrimp. It's a pasta with all different types of fish, and he brought me the tuna, fresh tuna as well too, for tonight. But I prepared it today, so that way I'm free to do what I want this afternoon, and I don't have to go in the kitchen again and start cooking. So these little, I can't call them meatballs because they're not tuna balls. Let's call them tuna balls. So what I do is I get our eggplants because we have everything from the garden, and I'm just gonna kind of, it's kind of mixing too much and I don't want that. Okay, so I get the tuna and I put it in a bit of water in a little pot, and I let that boil. I don't let it cook all the way through. I'm not worried about, you know, even if it's a little bit pink on the inside. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to grab it with my hands. This is the way she did it too. And so I let the tuna cook. The eggplants are also boiled. You can do them in the oven if you want, and then take the skin off after they've been boiled, but boiled in a certain sense. Like you boil them just until your fork goes through them easily, and then they're ready. You take them out of the water and let them sit in a sieve for, you know, you can do this even the day before, so that way you can let all that water come out. Now this is why it's good to do it in the oven as well too, because you won't have all that water in your eggplants. So sorry about the noise. The construction here is going on, and so you know what I'm going to do, you guys? I'm going to dry this now. I'll get back to the recipe in a second. I'm going to dry this now, and I'm going to put another coat of gesso on because I think I did put too much color on it. Okay. So like I was saying, if you do the eggplant in the oven, it's better because you don't have all that water in it. But if you want to boil it, it's perfectly fine. If you want to microwave them, it's perfectly fine as well too. I don't use the microwave. I use it just to heat up food. We don't use it here to cook. So once that's done, you have your eggplants cooked. You have your tuna cooked. We're talking about fresh tuna. Now, I'm wondering if you can do it with canned tuna. I think you could. You could give it a try. And, yeah, that's really thick there. This is my homemade gesso, and I notice it does take longer to dry than the bought gesso. I don't know why, but it does take long to dry, a little bit longer to dry, yeah. So where are we at? So you've cooked the tuna, you've cooked the thing. I was saying that you could probably do it with canned tuna. You can try that. So let's say you're doing it for 2 people and you have a fresh tuna. I think 1 slice would be fine for 2 people. And you probably need a nice big eggplant for 2 people. Then if you're making it for 4, double that up. So let's get back to that. Once they're both cooked, the things, you're gonna you're gonna break up the tuna in little pieces in your fingers, so that way you're sure that there's no bones in there and everything. And plus it has to be flaked. You're gonna get the eggplant. Now if it was boiled or done in the oven, you're going to do them both with the skin on it. Then you're gonna take the skin off once you crumble it up in your hands to put it with the tuna. So once that's done, now I repeat, I'm gonna give you the recipe if you're just doing it for 2 people, with 1 slice of tuna and 1 big eggplant. You're going to put in this bowl that you prepared with the tuna and the eggplant in there, you're going to put 2 eggs. You're going to put a nice handful of Parmesan cheese, a nice handful of breadcrumbs, nicely fresh chopped parsley. Your seasoning, you're going to put your salt and pepper if you wish to use pepper as well too. You can put that in. And you're going to mix it all up. It's the same process as if you're going to be making meatballs. But instead of the meat, there's the fish and the eggplant. So once you've done all of this, you mix it all up and everything. I've never cooked for 2 people, you guys, because we're 6 people here. And I don't measure because unless I'm baking, I do not measure anything. So you're going to have to see what the consistency is in your hands. If you can make a meatball with that, like my mama would say, you roll them in your hands, and if it keeps a ball, that's okay. If it don't keep a ball, that's not okay. So you're gonna roll this thing in your hands. Well, actually, you're not gonna make a ball. I call them balls, but they're not actually balls. They're kind of like little, you know, like what a fish stick form kind of would be. You know, you're gonna kind of make a little log. That's right. You're gonna make a little log out of it, and then you're going to put it in normal breadcrumbs. Right? No cheese in there, nothing. You're just gonna put it in normal breadcrumbs. You're gonna have the pan with nicely hot oil, and you're gonna fry them. Wait till you taste them. They're to die for. They're really good. If somebody does try them with canned tuna, let me know, because I'm really interested in figuring that out. So yeah, I have my dinner ready. Hardly anybody ate them because we all had a big plate of pasta, and then there was all that little fish on top of it as well too. So yeah, so I'll tell you about last night. Last night my son turned 18 years old, and he's gonna have a big party with a friend of his. Actually, we're related with this girl, our cousin. She was born a day before my son Valentino. Now here 18 is a big deal, you guys, huh? It's a big deal because here they get their license set to 18, their car license. And so yeah, it's a big deal for them here. It's like a sweet 16 there. And so they're going to be partying together on Saturday night, even though it's not their birthdays anymore. They already had their birthdays. She had it the day before yesterday, and my son Valentino last night. So as requested, Valentino, what kind of cake do you want? And I know what his answer is going to be. My kids always want a carrot cake done. So I made this carrot cake yesterday, and my husband's bringing home focaccia. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's not pizza. It's done in big square pans. It's something like pizza, rice balls, and you know the whatchamacallits. So oh, just a second, you guys. I wish I knew how to. Maria. Hi. Oh, okay. Okay, so you're gonna call later? Okay, Momo. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Great. I'm doing an order from Canada because my brother's leaving soon, and he'll bring it directly to me, so that way I don't have to pay. Hopefully, I don't have to pay customs if they don't open up his pack. but I don't have to pay the transporting either. So just a few things. A couple of colors of silks that I can't find here, that because I love silks. And oh, alcohol inks, because there's some beautiful colors that Ranger makes. So getting back to my son, I made this cake and everything, and my sister Marie, I called her and I said, you know what? I said, I have nothing in the house to decorate this cake. Can you bring me some icing sugar? So she brings me this icing sugar, and she says, Josie, I'll prepare it for you really fast. So she prepares this frosting and everything. She puts it on the cake. The cake is looking beautiful. She decorates it with marshmallows and things and candies and like that. The cake is looking beautiful. And she got some frosting on her fingers, and she goes and licks her finger. And she turns around to me, seriously, and says, you know what, you got to taste that frosting. I said, what happened? She goes, just taste it, tell me what you think. So I'm tasting this frosting, and I said, Maria, what happened? What did you use to make the frosting in? And she showed me the container. And I said, where did you find that container? And she goes, no, it was here. It was in the, on top of my sink. I have a cupboard there. It's bubbling up a bit. I have a cupboard there, and it's there. So I'm saying, Maria, it tastes exactly like soap. So now the colors are too muted for me. And I'm going to go over it just another little touch with the gelatos again. So we're tasting this frosting. Everybody else that's coming in the kitchen, my other two sisters, Nancy and Lucy, in the meantime came in the kitchen, and they're tasting this frosting. My daughter-in-law comes in, and she's tasting this frosting. She's looking at the cake and saying, good, oh, I was hoping you were going to make this cake. It's her favorite cake. So we're all tasting this frosting, and you guys, it tastes like we had soap in our mouths. So we're getting really worried. We just, wasted a cake. And, we're joking around because I was turned around to my sister and I said, what we'll do, Maria? We'll sing happy birthday and everything. Just take the cake away from him and throw it in the garbage right after he blows out the candle. It was funny at the time. So, my daughter-in-law is saying, no, please try to do something. Take the cake apart and, do something with it. So we're doing that. So we're cutting the top off. We turn it around. We're cutting the bottom off. We're cutting the sides off. What this cake was, it ended up, being a small little cake. I called my son in the meantime, my son Vito, and I said, Vito, please go out and buy something right away because something happened here. So he went out and he got an ice cream cake, which, was good because I was really scared at that point to give anybody this cake. The moral of the story, what happened was, and she's going tomorrow to talk to them. There was nothing wrong with the container that she had used. We go and smelled the icing sugar, and it smelled exactly like soap. The soap that you would use in your washing machine, powdered soap. Crazy. It was crazy. So, yeah, we cut up the cake and everything, and luckily everybody wanted the chocolate cake. Now, I've had the cake. I tasted it this morning for breakfast, and I even had a piece last night, and it was fine because we cut it all off. But we were terrified. We were going, is somebody trying to poison? You hear these things happening when my sister Lucy said no, but they were probably washing the machines, and it was terrible. It was she had bought a couple of boxes when she bought this one too, which was only a couple of weeks ago, you guys. I said, Maria, did you put them in a bag with cleaning stuff? She says, no, I'd never do that. She goes, my cleaning stuff goes in one bag, and you guys, this is becoming just a huge mess. It's not coming the way I want it to. Oh dear. Nope, it's not coming the way I want it to. So I'm going to mute it again, and then we're going to start adding something to it, okay? And I noticed my homemade gesso gives a really good coverage too as well. Actually, it's finishing now. I have to make more. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there, you guys, and I'm gonna start drying it. Yeah, that was funny. You know, we're gonna sing happy birthday to him and grab the cake and throw it directly in the garbage. That was funny. And then something nice happened too as well last night. My niece, when Valentino, my son that turned 18, had his communion, he was gifted from her a bottle of Dom Perignon. That was the year that he was born, in 96. So, and she told him, you know, he was still a baby back then, but she was telling me, you know, one day he can open it up when he turns 18 or when he gets married. So, you know, me and my husband were talking about this yesterday before we put the bottle in the fridge. And because I had it saved in my bedroom in a dark place in my closet. For all these years I've had it saved. So yeah, we decided to open it up last night. So I don't know, sometimes these things go bad after so many years. He's 18 now. Another 10 years could go by. 12, 15 years can go by before he gets married. It was delicious. I just had a little taste because I don't like alcohol. I don't drink. I never have. I'm not a... Okay, let's put this away. And you know what I'm thinking of doing, you guys? Is stopping the video because we're already at 20, almost 22 minutes. And start loading this up, and I'll have a second one going right now after this, okay? So, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.